Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video to do my Attack on Titan episode 81 English dub review. So we're going to get to the review of the English dub here. Again, this is as if we the first time we seen it treated, because this is a dub channel. We will have the pending comments up, and those will remain up until all the episodes are released, because we do not want spoilers. You know what I mean? It's been a format for all these episodes at this point. Alright, with that out of the way, we're gonna get into this episode 81, which is called Thaw. Quite an interesting episode. Episode starts off kind of where it left off, with Eren doing the messaging. The transporting is over. Eren's wall titans are now marching outside of Paradis. Rhina is like completely wounded, and he's with Gabi. No idea he has no idea what's going on, or he's just out. Gabi takes him to a house so he can hide there. Well, I should say that again, the recaps for Eren was basically Eren was basically warning everybody that he's going to destroy the entire world except for the island, and that he's basically trying to save everybody from his island. And everyone's like got mixed emotions about it. But nonetheless, Gabi's taking him, and he's just basically give up. Ryan basically gave up, because Ryan's basically like, we got to get out of here, get anybody you can, get out of here. And Gabi's like, what's the point of this if he's just going to destroy everything outside of the island? We aren't going to be able to get that far. So Gabi already has concerns. About the whole thing. Because it's just like, well, what are we gonna do? Meanwhile, Rhina said that he lost his armor on his Titan, so there's that. He had lost it during the fight. So all the hardening stuff, I guess, them being able to, save themselves from the neck wounds and stuff like that, that's basically gone now. And that's important for later in the episode, by the way. But we'll get to that later. So that happens. And Gabi tries to sell, try to find Falco, who now has the Jaw Titan. So Jean, Connie, Mikasa, and Armin are talking. Mikasa and Armin basically talks about how he's going too far with it. He explains basically what he's doing. He figures out the whole plan for why they're doing what they're doing, or why Eren's doing what he's doing, for his friends. Jean doesn't know what he's gonna do with Titan, or with Falco, but Connie, then he knows exactly what he's going to do with he knows exactly what he's going to do with with Falco, and that is he gonna take him. Also, I should mention that there were because I already missed that part. I should mention also prior to this there were other Titans that Eren, I guess, isn't controlling for whatever reason. I'm just guessing that it's because of they were part of Zeke's thing before he got the founder. But he could have just destroyed them himself, but he didn't. Those Titans were attacking their soldiers, the Islanders. So they were discussing that first. You know, and then G was like, "Who cares?" You know, and so they took care of some of those guys, and then they discussed this whole thing, Armin, Mikasa, and Jean and Connie, about Eren's actions, and you know how they're kind of feeling like he's going a little too far with this. But then Jean comes up with the whole thing, you know, what they were doing to them, which is what I said in the last review, as well. You know, what they basically did. But they, you know, Armin's like, well, what about the military? You know, that's really what they should go for. You know, but they didn't. So now Connie is like, you know, we should take Falco to heal my mother, who's like crippled in a freaking his home, basically. And so she can be then freed, basically. That's basically the idea of what she or he wants to do. And you know, Armin's like, no, we should try to heal up Pixis or something like that. You know, he tries to come up with more rationale, like, you know, what about like someone like Pixis? You know, and you know, he wasn't going for it. Connie wasn't going for that. I've had to stand with it for 4 years, and you know, I've had to stand with this for 4 years, and the fact that my mom could be back, you know, to normal, you know, I'm gonna do it. He snatches Falco and basically goes to his mother to make him human again, or feed him to his mother. So we'll see where that goes. Gabi then saves Cal, who was basically, you know, she was related to Sasha, and she was just, you know, she hated Gabi when she found out that she was basically, you know, the person who murdered Sasha. But she saves Callie's life, and she saves her life, and basically, then all of a sudden, she's like, sees visions of Sasha, that she's basically Sasha now, which I find so freaking ironic, since her freaking design is basically a ripoff of Sasha's. Like, it was basically almost like they kind of went with the same idea. A lot of these mainlander characters were kind of recycled designs with just some little differences to the Islanders. You know, like the Car Titan, they basically based her design off of Mikasa, and I keep saying that all the time because it's true. Like, if you really compare, they're literally, they only changed a little bit here and there, but they kind of went with the base of those characters. So I just found this so goddamn ironic when they did this. because I had been saying that for a while now, you know. Um, so basically, the Sasha's family, um, they're basically protecting her from the service corps. Um, you know, basically denying that no, she didn't shoot. It was you know, Sasha's like fiance. Um, that was the person who shot, which is not true, but that's how they get them to convince that everything's okay. Um, there's so there's that. Then Armin, Mikasa, Jean rally the remaining Erenites. You know, and they basically take out the pure titans. They lure all the pure titans, and they like basically take them out. They work together to finish off their former comrades. With Armin basically killing Pixis, which, you know, he doing the honor to kill him. I do feel like Armin was right in this instance. I feel like Pixis shouldn't have died. I feel like Pixis should have been restored. Like, see, Armin is speaking from like military perspective, right there. You know, he understands that, you know, these titans, well, one, you know, he doesn't want them all to go away because obviously, you know, they're going to be mad that if they take more titans away from the mainlanders. But also, Armin knows that if we're going to give a titan to someone, it should go to someone that actually probably knows or is fit to do it. See, Connie isn't thinking rationale right now because it's his mother. He thinks that if the Jaw Titan is eaten by his mother, then she'll be restored as a human, and then everything will be okay. Which that's not true, because she isn't really a military person, and there's a reason why the mainlanders like didn't just give the Titan to anybody. You know, they didn't just give the Titan powers to anybody. They gave them to people that were actually being trained, that were actually loyal to them. You know what I'm saying? That's why if you're gonna have Falco be eaten, it should have been to Commander Pixis. But they had to kill Pixis because they didn't know where any of the other Titans were. I guess. So that ended the battle. All the pure Titans and the Marley soldiers killed. You have this scene too. Oh, and before we get any further, because we already kind of passed where this was actually placed for the commercial break, but we will now do the public disclaimer. Information available for public disclaimer. So here we go. Quote, the anti-Titan rifle. Quote, a large caliber single shot rifle developed for using against the Titans debuted in a surprise attack of Paradise Island. It's powerful through to bring down a Titan with a hit to its napple. But the rifle utility is questionable. Its size, weight, significant recognition makes it liable to the shooter. So yeah, this is basically after when Gabi basically shot that Titan to save Callie's life right there, or Kale's life. So yeah, pretty good information there. You know, about the rifles, which again probably could have been easier. That probably would have been good for the Islanders that they had that all along, but obviously their technology was outdated. So Mr. Bryce, aka Sasha's father, takes Armin and Mikasa to Gabi. Uh, or I should say, I actually should say, Sasha's father actually took Gabi to Armin and Mikasa. And they basically tell Gabi that Armin's plan was to basically take Falco to his mother and have his mother eat him because he wants his Titan restored. And before this, I should say, Gabi wanted Falco back because, you know, she wanted Falco back, but she also said, you know, that she wouldn't bother them anymore if they gave her back. But again, because Armin had to give her the bad news that Connie already took him. And she's basically like, well, why didn't he just turn them back into Titans? Why, you know, he has the founder power, so why is he not doing anything? Why is he not freeing anybody? Why doesn't he just take out the military? Why doesn't he just take out the military? The military fronts. And Armin basically says, well, if he wanted to do that, he would have probably done that already. So this is what Gabi is pleading Armin to do, is to convince Eren to not have everyone outside of the island die. But obviously Armin just doesn't really know how to answer that because he pretty much doesn't really have control of the say on this. She then mentions to Armin about Rhinus Titan, which we talked about early in the episode, that it was stripped away at the same time as the wall collapsing. You know, when all the, you know, Titans came out of the wall from Paradine. I also should mention that Zeke's followers, by the way, there's a scene before this that Zeke's followers also, you know, he's basically shell-shocked, and basically the soldiers basically put a gun to the one guy's head and basically says you're under arrest. And that's kind of where that scene ends, by the way, just to mention it. So we'll see what happens to the Zeke followers. But that's where that goes. So getting back to the Rhine Titans being stripped away, when the walls collapsed, Armin's kind of shocked by this, and then at the end of the episode, Armin realizes that the Hardening has been undone, which also includes Annie's crystal, which means, which they show at the end of the episode, that Annie is no longer in the crystal. She's like gasping for air, like she's like, you know, and whatnot, because she froze herself rather than tell anybody the truth. It's going to be really interesting to see now, because we're finally getting Annie back. We don't know exactly what she's going to do or what they're going to try to do. She has no idea what has happened since her mission failed. So, obviously, a bunch of crap has happened since she hasn't been there since Season 1, the end of Season 1. So, hopefully she has some significant role, but I don't know, because I have a feeling that they're gonna be like wanting to have her be eaten. I don't know. Because the way this is all set up, it feels, well, no, because they already killed Pixis now, so now there's like really no point. So this just makes no sense now. Like, I mean, they shouldn't have killed Pixis. They shouldn't have. I don't understand. Like, no, but they should have tried to get one of the Titans. But I guess, well, they could have done it with Gabi, but obviously, you know, Connie kind of took that away. But now you got Annie there. You got, obviously, the Cart Titan. And then Rhina. And there you got 4 Titans they could do it to. But, you know, Rhina's wounded. Annie has no idea what's going on. You know, because she failed her mission and that was it. She has no idea what has happened since then, because obviously they freaking, with her being frozen, she probably didn't hear anything of Eren's, you know, declaration. Maybe she did, actually, because again, they did say that the walls collapsed. The walls collapsed. Then that was when Rhina lost her lost his Armin power, but you know, lost the armor hardened. But I don't know. But she's still probably shell-shocked because she just got out of the hardened stuff. So, you know, she's still on the ground. I don't know how, like, it will, like, affect her. Like, you know, of her getting back into, like, you know, shape where she could fight again. I don't know how long that will take. But yeah, that's how the episode ends. Very interesting episode. Very looking forward to next week's episode to see what they do. But nonetheless, that is it for this week's episode. Comment, rate. If you like this video or my other videos, please subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell for all the latest contents. If you do subscribe, after you do subscribe, hit that bell for all the latest contents. Comment, rate, and again, we'll have the pinned comments up. There are a couple people that will be able to comment. Some of my guys that are, you know, got permission. But outside of that, it will just be pinned for people. We have to do this because this is treated as this is the first time we've seen it, because it is actually for me, and this is a dub channel. Yeah, that's about it. Looking forward to next week. I'm out of here. I am the SS Ultimate Goku. Moderate. Peace.